Hi guys, I'm Rahul and welcome back to my channel. Yay! So finally, it's been some time since I posted a video. Yeah, so been held up with some work. But anyway, all that is done. We're back. And firstly, before we start, I would like to give a big thank you to Mayur Dev Sir for doing this video with us. So it was a fun collab. I'm not going to talk too much. So let's jump into the video straight away. It was a fun conversation, and before we go in next, there are a couple of questions which we asked Mayur Sir. So there are timestamps mentioned in this video, so you can jump to a specific question if you need, right? So see you on the other side. Hello Mayur Sir, thanks for
Hi
joining us.
Rahul.
Great. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
giving
Thank you
time
so
for.
much for actually giving me an opportunity to be on your channel. I think
Sir, ऐसा
I
मत
have
बोलो.
never said this. I have never said this, but as when I started my channel, okay, you were already at about quite a lot of subscribers, and I used to think I should my channel should be like yours. Okay, so I am actually your fan. That's one thing.
Sir, please. बड़ी बात, बहुत बड़ी बात.
No. Very important thing I'll tell you. A lot of people know that I have made aquascaping videos in many languages, but that came from your channel. You are the first person YouTuber to actually make videos in multi languages. That is something I learned from you. Okay, so there is a lot, and this is like a fan moment for me. I am on
Fwrapper Aqua. Don't say this. Fan moment. Oh my God. You're too senior. I'm just small in this, very small. Yeah. Right, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. See, you should always be truthful to yourself. To anybody else separate. I'm being truthful to myself. I followed your channel. I wanted to be as popular as your channel. So that's the truth. See,
fine, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Today you are busy and you are not putting as many videos, but things are. It's just that. So and that's
some new things have come up. Yeah. So yeah. Right, sir. Thanks for joining us. And I have a few questions which I thought I'll ask you, and also our viewers will like these kind of things, tips from you, from the expert himself. So right, sir. So first question again, like I think a lot of people would have asked you this already. So you've been into the hobby for so many years. So what's keeping you still going, and what's motivating you day in, day out? And you've been growing. You're starting a lot of new things now. So what's keeping you going from day one till now? It's been such a long journey and you're still going ahead. Superb. So what is that which pushes you like?
Just look at this.
Yeah, I understand.
How can it not keep you going? All I have to do is come and sit and look at this, and
just look at it. Yeah, it's right there.
I'm completely motivated, completely inspired.
Superb.
So I think nature is what keeps me going. I mean, so I always say this, okay, saying that happiness is closest to me when happiness is as close to me as the closest nature aquarium.
Right.
So the closer I am to a nature aquarium, I'm a happy person, and I'm always motivated. I'm always
very nice.
And I want to do more. So I'll keep doing it.
Great, sir. Right. So that's awesome. So second question. Okay, I'm sure you made a lot of videos about aquascaping. So to our viewers, basically, if you want to start an aquascape or a small tank, whatever, so what are the basic research we need to do as part of planning, apart from watching your videos?
See, let me be. I won't get very technical about this, but
very small point.
Point is, you have to actually feel it. Okay. I keep saying start with a story. Okay.
Yes,
start with a story.
I've heard that, yes.
So this whole story is about a tiger's den.
Okay.
So in this, I am the tiger.
Okay.
So when I look out into my jungle, it's a beautiful, colorful jungle. So I am there. Right. So that is the first thing that somebody wants. Planted aquarium. See, this is an art form. Okay. Unless you feel, it will not. That expression will not come out.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. Yeah. All this wood, stone, sand, soil, all that is keep it on the side. You feel good.
Later. Okay.
You do it.
Right. Super. Okay. So third question, sir. Things to avoid, things and fishes what we completely avoid in a planted tank. No, it's a big no. Like, which can you
Big
just think
no,
of something of it?
big no will be goldfish. Complete no. Okay.
Right.
See, a lot of these people in exhibitions in foreign countries, just to show, they will put some fancy goldfish into a planted tank, but that's just show.
Yes.
They will remove it out. They don't, but people get confused. The other is anything that will dig the soil. Any fish that will dig the soil, like loaches, cichlids, complete no. Okay. And if you're only using soil, like this, only soil and no sand, then no corridoras. Okay. So that's the thing. So anything that will dig the soil is a no. And anything that will eat vegetable plant, no.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Fine, sir. So, right. So, yeah, things to, plants. Okay. Things to avoid, like any material or some things which a lot of people try and put in the tank. You know, I've seen a lot of people putting a lot of things into the tank. Like, okay, fishes, as you told. Any specific material or maybe part of the scape which you should not use?
River sand. River sand. Never use in a planted aquarium. See, river sand comes with a lot of different kinds of gravel. Okay, it can increase the hardness of the water. It has shells, so that will increase the hardness of the water, calcium. Then it also has snails, eggs, leeches, other pollutants. Today, all rivers are polluted. So if you really want to use river sand, then you have to acid wash it, and that's not something that can be done. Okay.
Easily, huh?
Yeah. So anything corrosive, then they go, they get these shells, that shanka that we use, in Kannada.
That is something even I wanted to tell people, don't use that. Yes,
don't use that. So that is one, thing that people would not, it's not good. So anything that will increase the pH or the hardness, you should not use. That includes the stone as well. The right kind of stone needs to be used. So first thing is you check your pH, you check your hardness.
Right.
Okay. And then accordingly,
before you do it.
Yeah. So you need to know the quality of source water that you have.
Right. So that is one more important thing which I think Sir also watches, and I also say if you're getting into the hobby, please get these small meters and test kits. Very, very important. Otherwise, it will not work out. All these basic things are very important. It's not very expensive. So I think we should invest in that. If you're
there's one thing I'll interrupt here. See, most people forget that we have a God-given test kit.
Right.
So it will tell you the temperature.
Yes.
Okay. Some basic things here. God has given us a lot of abilities. We don't want to use it.
Right.
Yeah, but when like testing pH and all, you need a meter. Yes.
Meter.
But some basic things also people don't test.
Yeah. It's very true, sir. I mean, there is one incident which I remember very recently. He's got a Discus tank, doesn't have a thermometer. I'm like, I've kept a heater on है sir, thermometer temperature कितना वो 30 में है 30 है ऐसे 30 कैसे temperature.
Yeah, but they don't realize half the heaters that you buy are Chinese or bakwas. I had somebody. No, I had somebody whose heater was showing 36 when they checked it actually. Temperature check किया तो 36 दिखा रहा था in the thermometer, but in the heater it is showing 28.
28. It will not cut off. It will keep going. It will keep going.
Yes.
Those are some basic things I think anybody and everybody should take care, I think, before doing anything. Because at the end of the day, you're putting a life into it. So it's our responsibility. That's what I believe in. Sir also believes in that same. Right, sir. Sir, one more question is, a lot of people have asked me this, planted tank lighting. And, light is a very important factor in a planted tank. So a lot of people, like even I like to make, DIY, do it yourself, try it out first. If it fails, then you invest into a, much better light. So if you are making a light, so what are the basic things you need to keep in mind, like Kelvin or wattage or white light hona chahiye, blue hona chahiye, or anything like that? Is there any specific, or better to might as well buy a good light and put it?
See, buying a good light is always the good option because somebody has done all the research, testing, somebody else has done it. So it is a good way to approach. But yes, if you have that urge to create something, make something, then these are the basic points. Okay. See, what you're doing is you're creating or recreating sunlight. Okay,
Right.
sunlight is not blue, green, yellow, and all that. All of it is in a white light.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
so the Kelvin rating is very important. Okay. Now, see, this is an ADA's solar, solar RGB. Now, this is at about 11,000 Kelvin.
11,000. Okay.
That's why it shows you the red. It shows you highlighted.
Nice. Highlighted. Yes.
Smaller and more important points is, see, now this light is about say 12 inches above the tank.
Away from the tank.
12 inches. But this is also bright.
Yes, yes, yes.
And this is an 18-inch tank.
Tank. Okay.
18 plus 12. Okay. So 20,
almost
30 inches. So there is a good penetration. Yes. See, people forget that water acts like a mirror. Light, when it hits the surface of the water, it refracts and reflects. It very hard. Only sunlight is what penetrates.
Right.
So if you have a light powerful enough to penetrate a certain depth, then your light is good. This is the simplest anybody can explain it.
Okay, it has to reach to the bottom.
Yes, now your wattage and everything is backwards, you calculate.
Okay.
Now this is 130 LEDs, 130 watts or something like that. So it's all backward calculation now. Main
but the depth has
is
to be
penetration.
There. Right. It has to reach till the bottom.
Correct.
Okay.
That's the key. That's the key.
Right, sir. Nice. Fine. Super. And okay, with the lighting, again, next question would be, what is like, depending on the light timing, how much time the light has to be on, is there specific for any plant types, or is it just basic that jitna ghanta chahiye? It has to be on for sure?
See, it's a very simple logic. It's a very simple logic, Rahul. Okay. Now, see, everything runs on sunlight. Sunrise and sunset.
Yes.
So sunrise to sunset, the sun is available on top of our head for 8 hours clear. Okay.
Yes.
Though it is at 12 hours, sunrise is, suppose it's at 12, 7 in the morning, till about 7, 8, 6:30 or something, you will have light. But brightest, the sun will be for 8 hours.
8 hours. Okay.
Now, certain plants like these stem plants and all these, tall growing stem plants and heavy light, high light plants, what we call, they are always available in open rivers where the light is direct. So it is getting 7 to 8 hours clear light.
Clear light.
Yeah. Whereas what these people call low tech, low light plant also get 7 to 8 hours, but they are under the shade of a tree or under the shade of a canopy or in a dark, deep jungle. Okay, anubias and all these plants, Bucephalandra anubias, are found in Indonesia and Congo River Basin, where the trees are very tall and covered. So very little sunlight penetrates through. That's why low light.
Low light.
High light. So low light plants anywhere from 6 hours is good. High light plants 7 to 8 hours is good.
8 hours is good. Okay, perfect. Right, sir. So if you have excess light in a low light plant, so there's when all this algae
will start.
All that. Right. That was one of my questions. I think that you answered it already. Right, sir. Super. So so in a planted tank, okay, a lot of people ask me this question: is there a minimum maintenance fish tank? I always tell them there is no maintenance fish tank. So in a planted tank, sir, so what is the minimum water change, which is a must, which needs to be done for sure in a month at least?
See, weekly water change should be a compulsory thing. Okay, at least 30 to 40% water change. See, when you say water change, it's not just put a pipe and remove 30% water change. I did 30% water. No. The pipe has to go to the bottom. You have to shake up a little. You have to remove all the dust and muck. See, whatever poop and pee and all is going down. Dead and decayed plants are under the new plants. You have to remove that. Okay, that is what is causing the problem. So that is what water change is. Not just chumma removing water and putting it back. Okay, little water you remove, put back, it helps. But you also need to remove all that unwanted muck.
Right. Okay. Otherwise, it doesn't make any difference.
Yes. So a minimum 30 to 40% water change with
weekly
cleaning from the bottom. Okay, is compulsory on a weekly basis for any planted aquarium. On top of that, if you do like a 5 or 10% water change every alternate day, just chumma, little bit, because there is always evaporation.
Yes,
So a little bit of a top up, fresh water, keep the level same. Okay. Because see, this is a completely air conditioned room. So there is evaporation. So if you see, like 1 mm evaporation is there on a daily basis.
Right.
So for this big tank, 1 mm will almost be about a liter.
Correct.
So you
So
add
just keep topping it up.
Yes, you top it up.
Top it up.
That is very important, like on a daily basis.
Daily basis, yes.
Daily, alternative basis, depending on where you are located.
Right, sir. Nice. Right. Okay. So, so the next question, sir, was driftwood, sir. Now, a lot of people like to use driftwood, and from one of your videos very recently, I saw that there is a life for driftwood, and after a point, the driftwood will start giving out. It'll start decaying and start affecting the water parameters and ammonia and all of that. So, is there a simple way to just see that, okay, this is not good, okay, time is up and we need to change it, or is there a simple way to just check that, just to find out if the driftwood is good? Or
see, the simplest way is, like I told you, when you're doing water change, your hand goes down, your hand is moving everywhere. See, here I'm going to try and give you an example. Okay, see, this is this wood that I'm using here. See, like for example, this piece. Okay, this is touching the water.
Right.
This is in the water. You can't. Now you can see.
Touching, yeah.
See, now you can see. Yeah. Or even this piece. See, these pieces are in the water. Now, what happens is, at some point, these small pieces, they become soft.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Over time. Yes.
That means that part is decayed and lived its whatever. It's over. Sometimes the whole piece of wood will become soft and because of decay. Now, most of the times, when you use not properly drifted wood, where it's not fully drifted or fully dry or fully dead and there's still life inside, that is when the decay is faster.
Okay.
But if you use fully drifted wood, completely dry, dead, it's fully dry, then the decay is slow.
Okay.
Then second point is the kind of wood. Some wood are very hard.
That is one more question.
Yeah, some wood are very hard and some wood are naturally soft.
Okay.
So suppose you use a mango tree wood, which I don't suggest, but somebody uses it, it will just melt maybe over a period of year, it will melt. So that is the whole understanding.
Right. Fine. So as soon as it becomes soft and starts coming out powdery and all, time to change it off.
Time to change.
Yeah. Perfect. Question which I wanted to ask about hair algae and green algae, which always comes in a planted tank when you set up. But I'm guessing that happens because of excess lighting and things like that, or is there any other reasons?
See, light is one aspect.
Right.
Okay. Any planted tank is 5 aspects. 5 major aspects. Light, water, okay, that is water parameter, water quality, filtration, so you have a biological filter, carbon dioxide, soil, and fertilizer. Now, when any of this misses a balance, algae starts. Okay. So I always explain this in a very nice manner. We South Indian people, you, me, and all, we have this, any festival, we have a nice leaf with all different kinds of. Sadhya, correct. For Onam, you must have had Sadhya right now.
Onam. Yeah.
So, if any one thing is missing, the meal is not enjoyable.
Not complete. Yes.
Not complete. Yes. So what happens is, if CO2 is more, CO2 is less, light is more, light is less, filtration is less, filtration is more. In all aspects, you will get algae.
Okay.
So if you want this technically, you can read about a subject called Leibig, Leibig, Leibig's law of minimums.
Okay.
It's very well explained technically. If someone wants to read, they can read. It's called Leibig's law of minimums.
Law of minimum.
Yeah, law of minimums.
Super. Great. Okay, so sir, last question for this session at least would be, I always wanted to set up a discus tank, planted something as beautiful as yours. Hope I can do it sometime in my life, but anyway.
You can.
So a good scape where I can have discus also, because discus can be kept in a planted tank. So according to me, my take on discus is that the water parameters have to be perfect, the TDS, pH. So in a planted tank, these variations happen. So is there like a tip, trick, or something, or unless I tried, because I have not done it till now, so I don't know. Keeping discus in a planted tank. So
See, let me tell you something that most people are scared of and don't know.
Right.
It's easier to keep wild caught discus in planted tank than home bred or tank bred or any of these fancy discus.
Right.
Okay, wild caught it's very easy to keep because two things. One, pH is already low. Wild caught discus need a lower pH, 6.5 and less.
pH, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same already there. Wild caught pH are already used to fluctuations in temperature. So even if this is 24, you can acclimatize them.
They'll be okay.
Yes. Whereas your tank bred discus, okay, for many generations they are in hot water.
Hot water, yeah.
Literally, warm water.
Yeah, warm only.
So in that case, if you want to make a planted tank, then you should use plants that. So see what you bring the discus tank temperature to 26, acclimatize them to 26, and in your aquarium you keep plants that will manage 26, like anubias and ferns.
26. Yeah.
So you're coming. So from here you're going up. You're coming to one balance between both the tanks.
Balance in between. Right.
So you acclimatize your fish to 26. You acclimatize your plant to 26.
Plants to 26.
So both of them will adjust, and there will be a nice growth. Now, one problem is when you add CO2 into the tank.
Yes.
Okay. So it has to be very gradual. So first day you add half an hour, or you in a quarantine tank you set your discus with little bit of CO2.
CO2.
So for half an hour, let little CO2 come into the tank.
Okay. See how they behave.
Yeah, it's a slow acclimatization. Almost like reducing one degree less, 1 degree more, but acclimatize little bit. Then you move the discus to the planted tank. Okay. So in the planted tank, that amount of CO2 will be balanced. See, one thing you asked me about light, I'll add to this. Most people think that you should run CO2 24 hours, which is wrong.
Yeah, which is completely wrong.
Okay. Now we are shooting this video at 5 o'clock in the evening, both of us, 5 in the evening.
Yes.
The CO2 is off.
Right.
It's off, it's switched off. We use CO2 only for 4 hours in a day.
Okay.
When the light switches on, 1 hour after the light switches on, CO2 pumps in. Okay. We pump in slightly heavy. Okay. And once the plants start pearling, that is once the photosynthesis is complete and oxygen is being released from the plant, we stop the CO2 because plant does not need anymore.
Need CO2 anymore. Yes.
Plant is full.
Perfect.
Full. No more CO2.
Yes.
So
that is a learning.
When in this kind of a tank to keep discus is very easy because by evening the oxygenation is very high, which what the discus also like.
Yes. Very true. Yes.
So one top secret, Altum angels and wild caught discus, the best way to acclimatize them in an aquarium situation is to keep them in a planted tank.
Planted tank, okay. Perfect.
Because temperature, pH and high oxygenation. It should be a well-established planted tank.
Yeah, fully established. Something like what is that in your background? Yes.
Correct. Yeah, this is small for a discus.
No, go on, sir.
Get a larger tank for a discus, maybe 6 feet tank, then I would go for discus. But this is a 3 by 1.5, so not really.
Not enough. So, sir, so you are saying light first, CO2 later.
See, a lot of people say CO2 first, light later, all same.
I have been doing that, so that's why I'm asking.
That's okay. See, in nature, CO2 is available 24 hours.
Yes.
The plant will choose to take the CO2 only at a certain period of time.
Right.
Okay. See, it's like this. I'll tell you in the simplest manner. Okay. You come in the morning light. Let's say my light switches on at 11 o'clock.
Right. 11
in the morning it switches on. We add fertilizer. Right. Fertilizer is like an appetizer. It makes the plant hungry.
Okay.
So then we switch on the CO2.
Okay.
So now the plant is fully hungry and it will gorge on the CO2.
Right.
So now it will take more than it wants.
Right.
And then photosynthesis is very quick and very lush. So a lot of photosynthesis happens because that cycle works. So fertilizer is an appetizer, CO2 is like the food so that it can convert to glucose and oxygen is out.
Right.
By 3:30 CO2 is off, oxygen is full in the tank.
Okay.
So that's the
fertilizer cycle. So fertilizers every day you put, sir, or
every day?
Every day, daily,
like
at
that particular time, yes.
The like khana for fishes, just like that.
Yes.
Nice. So, super. Right, sir. So thanks a lot.
Before you go, so
right, sir.
This is something when I said, okay, I wanted to have a chat with Rahul. Okay. So I said, we'll do something nice and interesting also. So ಇದು ಮೊದಲನೇ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ರಾಹುಲ್ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ 4-5 ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾನು ಇವಾಗ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೀವು ತಮಿಳಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಪ್ಲೈ ಕೊಡಿ.
ரொம்ப ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம் சார். நீங்க அது இந்த வீடியோ நம்மளுக்காக பண்ணது எனக்கு ரொம்ப ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். இப்ப கூட அது பிலீவ் பண்ண முடியல, நீங்க என் கூட இப்போ பேசினு இருக்கிறீங்கன்னு. அது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப इट्स लाइक என்ன சொல்றது,
सो मुझे भी उतना ही खुशी हुआ राहुल कि आपसे मैंने बात किया, डिस्कस किया एंड ये कन्वर्सेशन बहुत मजेदार था, बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग था. हमेशा एक इंटरेस्टेड एंड पैशनेट हॉबीज से बात करने में बहुत मजा आता है. यू हैव टू कम बैक इन मलयालम.
വളരെ വളരെ സന്തോഷം സാർ, വളരെ വളരെ സന്തോഷം. എനിക്ക് എന്താ പറയേണ്ടത് ഇപ്പോഴും എന്താ പറയാ ഒരു വേർഡ്സ് കിട്ടുന്നില്ല. അപ്പോ താങ്ക്സ് എ ലോട്ട് ആൻഡ് വളരെ വളരെ എന്താ പറയാ നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം. I would say for you to join us for this session.
మీరు బాగా చాలా వీడియోస్ చేస్తున్నారు రాహుల్, బాగా మంచిగా
తెలుగు
చాలా చాలా డిస్కస్ గురించి చాలా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ బాగుంటుంది మీది. అండ్ ఈ వీడియో నాకు దిస్ ఇస్ అ వెరీ ఫన్ వీడియో. ఓకే, అండ్ ఇలాంటి వీడియోస్ మేము మళ్ళీ చేయాలి. we should do this again Rahul, it's really fun. we should do this again. So I'm saying let's do one again so that you know I have some points that I want to ask you about discus breeding and discus keeping. So let's do one video which that will also maybe will publish on my channel and it will be fun.
Super, we'll do that surely.
Okay. So
awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.